What's up, y'all? It's your girl Brianna Loreen, and today we'll be talking about my cerclage journey. I felt like it was very important to share my story and my cerclage journey with YouTube because I know that when I was diagnosed with having a short cervix, I was so scared. Like, I went online and I was like searching up like short cervix, like what is this? Like, oh my god. Like throughout my entire pregnancy, guys, I was on YouTube watching everything under the sun, like literally everything. Like, YouTube was my best friend. YouTube teaches you a lot, like, not even gonna lie. Like, I would literally search on YouTube for everything, pictures and videos, so I knew like the exact dates. Like, I was not playing. And then so I got it. I found out on August 10th, and I was 20 weeks at the time. So when I first found out, I was in shock, of course. And there was a few options on the table for me, and it was to get a cervical cerclage, which I completely denied at first. I was like, no, what are my other options? And the other option was to take progesterone, and basically it's goes to like harden your cervix to just make sure like it doesn't thin. I was taking that for a couple of days, and I was like, they were just like looking, like what they do is they'll press on your belly, so that way when you're getting an ultrasound, they'll press on your belly to see like how far the fluid goes. You get what I'm saying? So it will show them like, and it will show them like how long your cervix is, because then they'll be able to like measure it. And then like, guys, mine got so short in that week, even though I was taking the progesterone. So they sent me to triage, and they were like giving me like, they were like, oh, you're gonna have to get us our cerclage. No, I'm not getting a cerclage. And guys, this was like literally when COVID was like really, really, really high. So I wasn't allowed any visitors, so my boyfriend couldn't come in. Like, when I tell you guys, so much stuff happened. My boyfriend couldn't come in, so I was all by myself. This is my first child. Like, the triage rooms was literally taken. So I'm literally in like a hallway triage area. I'm like 21 weeks pregnant. I'm just, at this point, I'm over it. I've been there all day. I'm over it. I'm like, I'm ready to go. So at the time, my mom was in Jamaica. Pretty like good time to be in Jamaica, huh? So I'm like trying to get a hold of her, and the connection was seriously like bad, so I couldn't get a hold of her. And she was actually coming 2 days after that. So I was like, so they were like asking me like, oh, so do you want to do the cerclage? Kind of like throwing it, like kind of like pushing it down my throat, like, so you gonna do the cerclage? Like, that's how I felt. Like, so I'm like, just send me home and I will talk it through with like my boyfriend and my mom. I didn't really know like the seriousness of it, so I was just like, no. Like, plus in general, I would have had to do all of this on my own. And like, for me, guys, I don't like shots. Like, I don't like pain. I mean, no pain. My mom came back from Jamaica, and I was like going over with her, whatever the case is, and like explained it to her, and she was just like, well, this is very serious. And I was like, yeah, like, because I started doing like more and more research, and I was like, oh yeah, this is really, really serious. So then I went back for another appointment. They were just like, these are your options, and we really recommend this cervical cerclage at this point, because at this point I was like 21 or 22 weeks pregnant. And for those of you that have a cerclage or gonna get one, you can't get one past 24 weeks. So if you hit 24 weeks or above, you are no longer eligible to get a cerclage. So whatever happens from there, they just have to go with the flow and take care of it, you know what I'm saying, as like how they would have to take care of it. So the probabilities was that A, he could come on time and come way too early, which we did not want, of course. Like we after a certain amount of weeks, babies can be born and be able to survive outside of the womb. And for him, he wouldn't have survived. He would have came way too early, especially with the length of my cervix and how quickly it was thinning. It just was not okay. But then they like gave my options. They was like, you can continue doing progesterone, you can get the cerclage, or you can have an abortion.
So the confusion for me was the way that she said it. Up until that point, like I said, I was 21 weeks. My son had presented to be completely healthy. So the way that she said it completely threw me off. I'm like, why wouldn't I give him a fighting chance with the cervical cerclage, of course?
My healthy baby, I'm going to have an abortion instead of just getting the cerclage, even though I'm scared as And me and my mom literally look at each other like, okay, girl, you don't have to say it like that. Like, we get it. Like, literally, we were like, okay, we get it. But I just found it really funny. Like, I know, like, this is their job to kind of, like, lay down everything, like, all of your options. But, like, come on now. But, yeah, that's how it was given to me. And I was like, she was going over, like, all the risk. I had to, like, sign paperwork, blah, 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 blah. Plus, I was getting anesthesia, so I had to sign all of that stuff. That's just protocol. That's what they do. So I had to sign everything, look over everything. And when I tell you, y'all, I was literally reading the papers and I was like, you know how some people just like sign and then just be done with it? No, I read everything on there. I was like, let me see. I was reading everything. Read everything. Please read everything that is there. Because I'm one of those people that when it's a regular old meal, I will literally be like, But when it comes to my health, absolutely not, baby. I read everything and I was just like, then I was even more scared. You should see the risk. The risk, baby. The list with the risk, baby, had me even more scared. I was like, Lord, I don't know if I should be doing this. But honestly, I prayed on it. My family prayed over me, prayed for me. And I was like, this is just one of the things that I'm gonna have to do for my son. Like, the alternative is, I already told you guys what the alternative was. So it's like, get the cerclage or don't get the cerclage, and it's gonna be worse. You get what I'm saying? And I put myself and my health and my son's health in jeopardy, and I just was unwilling to do that no matter how scared I was. So I signed the papers and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the surgery. So I'm like, if my mom can't come in the room, I'm not getting the cerclage. Didn't mean it, but girl, it got my mama in there. Sure did. I had to lie a little bit, man, because they didn't want me to have anybody. And I was like, you're bugging. I would have got it regardless, but I got my mama up in there. So I was like, gotcha. So mom came and I felt just so much better, like so much relief. Like, I was like, at least my mom will be there. At first, I had to go into triage and my mom was waiting for me. It took about like 30 minutes to an hour, and it took 30 minutes, and then someone came in to see me in triage and they had to take a COVID test. But before they could treat me and put me upstairs, they had to make sure that my COVID test was negative. She said it took 8 hours for it to come back, and because they were like really, 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 really booked, she said that it wasn't gonna come back quickly, so I'm gonna be sitting there until it comes back, and then they have to prep for me and all this other stuff. So that was August 19th. So she said, I'm gonna send you home and I have you scheduled tomorrow for 8 a.m. So you have to be here 8 a.m. sharp because we're gonna get you upstairs and we're gonna get you prepped and we're gonna get you ready for surgery. So I'm like, okay. So August 20th, I went back to the hospital and I was again very nervous. You will be very nervous. It's not a bad feeling. They prepped for me and I had my surgery at 10. So they came in, introduced the team. So the main doctor, she introduced herself to me. The anesthesiologist came in and they introduced themselves to me. They went over the anesthesia that they was going to be giving me. So the anesthesia that they gave me was a spinal. And the spinal goes deeper than an epidural. So if you ever had an epidural, a spinal goes deeper than that. What they did was they got me ready. They like put the monitors on my belly, like the same monitors you're gonna get when you go to the hospital to deliver. They put those on my belly, made sure that my son was okay. He was moving around fine. So I was checked in and my mom was in my room and everything like that. And then they told me that it was time to go for my surgery. Y'all, if y'all could see me on surgery day, y'all, I couldn't do no braids. I couldn't do no weave or nothing. I was like, I told my mom, I was like, I'm wearing my hair in an afro. Y'all, and I really don't like wearing my hair out because that's a whole nother story. But I had my hair in an afro. That girl was embracing her natural hair. It was in an afro and it was out. And I did not care. Because I was like, I don't need any more stress. So I was super comfortable. And I was like, yep, today's the day. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get it done. And guys, so they took me down to where they do like, I guess it's like where they do like C-sections as well. And I was like, oh my God, I was so scared, guys. The room is literally completely white. Like, you ever close your eyes and you go to like cloudy place that's white? That's what it reminded me of. And I was like, oh my gosh, this white place. I was so scared, guys. I can't even tell you, like, I was literally scared. At this point, like, there was a nurse in there, anesthesiologist, a head doctor, an assistant, and another assistant. When I tell you guys, I had about 7 doctors in there. Like, well, not 7 doctors, but you know what I mean? Like, 7 different people in there, and they were all doing something. They all played a vital role. One thing I can say, when I went for my cerclage, everything was up to par. Like, my nurse, she was just great. They was like, Miss Brianna, we're gonna get you comfortable and we're gonna get your spinal done. So they were like, you have to stay super still, don't jump, and just keep your back kind of like curved. So I was like, okay. And I'm like shivering, it's super cold, and my nerves was just so high and all that. So they started to ask me like a bunch of questions about myself. And they're like, do you play sports? And I was like, yeah, I ran track for a while. Like, guys, I ran track since I was in middle school to literally college. So I'm like, and around that time is when I stopped running track. So it was very like fresh and new. So I was like, yeah, I ran track for a while. Like, I go to the gym, like stuff like that. They were like, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, I'm in school. Like, guys, I was literally in school full time my entire pregnancy and even after I had my son. So, and even now, still going to school full time. I was just like giving them a rundown of my life while they're literally poking me. So, basically, I felt about 3 pokes before I went numb. So it was just like, it felt like stinging kind of. It was just like poke, poke, poke. So when I got the official like spinal, because like they numbed me up first, like that area. When I got the spinal, I didn't really feel it. Like, it wasn't even pressure. Like, at this point, it was like somebody poked me. It was just like poke, like literally. And they were like, oh, it's done. And I was like, it's done already. That was me. It's done already. They was like, yeah, ma'am, it's done. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, I could do this. Me, your girl could do this. I was like, yeah. So after he gave me the anesthesia, his job was done, but he stuck around and like he was talking to me my entire procedure. So the procedure was about 30 to 45 minutes. And he sat there and talked to me my entire procedure. Like, y'all, hold my hand and talk to me the entire procedure. And I was so grateful for that because I was just so like needing to be calm. That's how like.
In this clip, I'm talking about the metal forceps that was used to gain access to my cervix.
And like they were, all I could feel was like them cranking it. I could hear like cranking. And like I can feel the pressure. And I was like, like I remember like, and they were like, do you want us to stop? And I was like, yes, please. And so when I said yes, please, everyone stopped, like literally stopped. And they were like, we're gonna give you this, I guess like another like type of anesthesia through your arm. And they gave it to me in my arm and literally felt nothing after that. Like it took about like 2 minutes and I was like completely numb at that point. I really appreciated that because they just literally, when I said I was uncomfortable, everyone stopped and immediately was like, okay, let's make her feel comfortable now, like right now. And then so then I got that, and then I was literally fine for the rest of the procedure. So basically the way the procedure goes is that they open you up, they get like clamps, they pull out your cervix, and from what I gather is that they tie it up. So that stops the baby from just coming out like in your for your cervix, and it stops your cervix from effacing. So they honestly, it went quicker than I expected. Like because I'm explaining it, it seems like so long, but it definitely was not as long as I expected it. So then my procedure was finished and she was like, oh, you're all done. And I was like, I'm all done already. She was like, yeah, you're all done. So we can head back upstairs. And then they were very nice. They was very empathetic. They was just amazing. Like the anesthesia that they gave me literally knocked him out. When they first put on the monitors, like he was moving all over the place. It took him like 30 minutes after my procedure for him to start moving around, I get like moving around again or whatever. And I was like, dang, that thing was strong and knocked him out. And yeah, guys, I just was chilling there for a couple hours and they were like, yeah, your vitals is good. He's good. Like they was like, your vitals are good. The baby's good. Like you're free to go home. So they discharged me. I was able to go home. The first day and the second day, I was kind of like in my bed, like moping around a little bit because like it was just like a different feeling. Like I could feel it kind of like I could like feel like the difference. So I was kind of like moping around and I was having spotting here and there. And I was like, okay. Guys, I was really one of those moms that asks every question in the book, like literally asks you questions over and over and over. If you give me a medicine, like any type of medicine that you're going to give me, I'm always like, what's this? Like, how many do I have to take? Like, what are you giving me? Like, ask questions. Like, some doctors probably would be like, oh, she's asking all these questions. My doctors, they did not care. They was like, what question do you have? Do you have another one? Like, they were answering all my questions. And I was like, great. Because if you weren't, I would have been like, something's not right here. They were on top of it, like, literally. I felt a little discomfort, like, after my procedure. As the weeks started to go. Because, remember, I got my cerclage at 22 weeks. And as the weeks started to progress, I felt like I was carrying a bowling ball, like like I felt like he was like gonna fall through, like literally. And another thing that I loved about my doctor, and if I have another baby, like I'm going to request her. If I called, she was getting back to me literally like this. Like, she was on top of it. Even if she couldn't get to me within the hour, she was getting to me within the day. As the day started to progress, it kind of got like really, really, really like bad for me. Not procedure wise, but like I was walking like a penguin. Like, I was waddling at this point. Like, guys, I was going to my local outlet like every other day to walk around because I wanted him to come. Like, I was like, this boy needs to come. Like, it got so bad to the point where every time I had an appointment, I was complaining. I'm like, doctor, it feels like he's like gonna fall through a floor. Like, that's how it felt. I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna walk and he's gonna just fall out of me. And she would literally like chuckle and be like, it's not gonna happen, I promise you, it's not gonna happen. I'm like, whew. And like, it was so bad. Like, at the time when I was pregnant, my bed, the way my bed was set up, was against the wall. And I would literally have to turn my big old self on, like, get on top of my knees, because I usually slept on my back, of course. I had to like turn around, get on my knees, and literally slow crawl backwards off of my bed. Like, guys, like, I would not lie to you guys. I was literally scroll crawling like a damn turtle off of my bed. And then when I finally got off, I was like, like, because it felt like he was gonna fall through my damn fallout. I felt like he was gonna fall out. So at this point, like, I was just so big, guys. Like, I would literally be hopscotching to the bathroom, like literally wetting myself. Like, that's how bad it got for me. Like, and this probably had nothing to do with their cerclage, but at this point I was blaming everything on the cerclage. Like, first, I was 37 in 3 weeks, and they decided to take my cerclage off. Woo! Woo! Yay! Yay! You like stuff like that. But guys, I was so happy to take my cerclage off because I'd been literally asking them for a week. Before that, like, when will my cerclage come off? When will my cerclage come off? And they were like, oh, next week. Next week. Every week was next week. Today, December 1st, they're taking it off. December 3rd, I'm going to have a baby. That's literally what I thought. And my due date was January 1st of 2021. And he came December 27th, 2020. So December 1st, my cerclage was taken out. My baby did not come until December 27th, baby. Mind you guys, I had a family, I always have like a family Christmas party, like every year, like my family always gets together, and that particular year we decided to do like matching PJs. So I had a newborn PJ set ready to go, and the boy did not come. He did not come, guys. He really did not come. He didn't show up. And I was like, wow, that's how you gonna do me? Your mom, you gonna do me like that? You got me embarrassed because you still not here. Guys, I almost made it to 40 weeks. I had my baby at 39 weeks and 2 days, okay? Yeah, I'm scrunching my forehead because, like, I was just as shocked as you guys might be. I was shocked. I said, this boy still isn't here? Because Christmas Day made it 39 weeks. I would honestly do it again. Like, I was so scared, but I would do it again. Like, to see, when you see your child's face and look back and see what you had to do to bring your child into the world, like the sacrifices that you had to make, you would honestly say, I would do it again. Like, my son is literally everything to me. Like, I would do it again and again and again and again to see this beautiful face. I love my son so much, and I'm honestly thankful that the cerclage worked out for me. That is my cerclage journey. That is my truth. that is my experience. Thank you for watching my videos, guys. I hope this helps another mom out there that is scared and anxious. Like I said, have faith, stay calm, keep a cool head. Thank you guys for just like watching this video, hearing me out, and coming with me on this journey of being a new mom, and this journey of how I brought my baby into the world. Thanks, guys.